Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies as we continue with the authentic and complete history of the A.M.O.R.C. Part 4. This installment of this history contains a list of books and manuscripts referred to previously and will bring the historical record up to modern times. Taken from the American Rosae Crucis, February 1916, Volume 1, Number 2.
This is Alter Ego, D.D. Hash, filling in today on Wars of the Roses Network. The authentic and complete history of the ancient and mystical order Rosae Crucis. Compiled by H. Spencer Lewis, F.R.C, Grand Master General, and Imperator of the Order in the United States. Among the very earliest of the philosophers who were officers of the Rosicrucian lodges, or who contributed to the Rosicrucian philosophy, were the fellow workers of Hermes, Mena, Becherus, Simidus, Sesostris, Myrus, Thethon, Amasis, Adphar, Alexandrius, and King Khalad. Then there was Maria Hebrae, a Hebrew woman supposed to have been Miriam, a sister of Moses. But after the going of Pythagoras to Italy, many came from Greece and other lands to be initiated into Egypt, and from there returned to their native lands or elsewhere to establish lodges and become masters and officers therein. Most of these, whose names are listed below, published during their lifetime one or more works or papers dealing with various principles of the Rosicrucian philosophy or science. Some of these writings were kept secret. Others were written for public reading, with the true doctrines carefully veiled, in order that the Rosicrucian students may study such writings as are extant today. These Rosicrucian philosophers' names are given, and sometimes the name or title of their work, which is especially recommended. Solon, 640 to 550 BC. Anaximander of Miletus, 610 to 540 BC. Anaximenes of Miletus, 520 BC. Heraclitus of Ephesus, 520 BC. Perindinus, born 515 BC. Empedocles of Agrigaturn, 500 BC. Democritus of Thars, 460 BC. Socrates of Athens, 470 BC. Euclidius of Megara, 390 BC. Plato of Athens, 428 to 347 BC. Aristotle of Thrace, 385 to 322 BC. Read De Anima, the Metaphysica, and the Quinta Essentia. Epicurus of Athens, 341 to 270 BC. Atradius, Hermarsus, Calatus, Leontius and his wife Thelmista, and Leontium, all of whom were pupils of Epicurus, in his R.C. lodge in Athens in 306 to 301 BC. Philo, 110 BC. Antiochus of Ascalon, 100 BC. Cicero, 79 BC. Nigidus, Figulus, 70 BC. Senessa, 70 BC. The Christian period. After these came philosophers from the Christian period, beginning a new line of writers. From this time on, the work spread very rapidly throughout many lands, and only a brief list of the most prominent Rosicrucians can be given. The following not only contributed interesting writings to the R.C. literature, but were either masters of various lodges or assisted in bringing the order into their respective countries. Yabar of Hammon in the 8th century A.D. Read Fragmentum D. Triangulus Speciris, and the Sum of Perfection, or the Perfect Magistry. Razi, an Arabian born in 1850 A.D., wrote many treatises on planetary correspondences and alchemy. Al-Farabi of Farab, Asia Minor, born about 910 A.D., he compiled the first encyclopedia of R.C. Science and Arts. Abosina of Bukhara, Persia, born about 980 A.D. Read Tractulus Alcmene. Morian of Rome, who after his initiation in the order in Egypt remained there as the chief alchemist for 49 years, born about 1120 A.D. Read Liber de Composition Alchemia, published under the auspices of the Rosicrucian order in France. Albertus Magnus of Serbia, born in 1205 A.D. Read Secretum Secretorum. Thomas Aquinas, St. Thomas of Italy. Read Thesaurus Alchemia. Roger Bacon of England, born 1214 A.D. Read Book of Six Sciences and others. Elaine D. Leslie. Read Dicta de Lapide Philosophico. Raymond Lully of Spain, born 1229. Read Clavicula, or the Little Key. He wrote over 400 R.C. treatises. Arnold D. Villanova of Montpellier, France, born 1245. Jean D. Meung of France, born 1250. Read Romans de la Rose. Ferrarus, the Italian monk, born in Italy, 1303. Read Thesaurus Philosophia. Nicholas Flamel, born at Pontouse, France, 1330. Read Tresor de Philosophie. Peter Bono of Lombardy, born in 1330. Read Margherita Pretoso. Johannes D. Rupcissa, born 1336. Read the Book of Light. Basil Valentine of Mayence. Read Currus Triumphalis Antimony. Isaac of Holland. Read Opera Mineroli. Bernardi Travesin of Padoue, born 1406. Read La Philosophie Naturelle des Médecins. John Fontaine of France. Read Aux Amorax de Science, a poem. Thomas Norton of Bristol, died in 1477. Read Ordinal of Alchemy. Thomas Dalton of England. Sir George Ripley, died in 1490. Read 12 Gates of Alchemy. Picus D. Mirandola, John Picus, Earl of Mirandola, born February 24, 1463. Read D. Aroux. Philippus A.T. Bombast von Hoffenheim, known in the order as Paracelsus, born 1493 in Switzerland. Read Kabbalah of the spiritual, astral, and material worlds. Johann Trithimus. Denis Zacher of Guinea, born 1510. Read Opus Column Chimicum. Beauregard of Pisa. Claude Beauregard, 1614. Read Circulus Pisanus. Thomas Charnock of Isle of Thanet, born 1524. Read Breviary of Philosophy and Enigma of Alchemy. Giovanni Braccesco of Brescia, 1580. Read Legno della Vita. Leonardi Fioravanti of Italy, 1571. Read the summary of the Arcana of Medicine, Surgery, and Alchemy. John D. or Dr. D. Read Diary of Dr. D. Sir Edward Kelly or Talbot of Worcester, born in 1555. Read Theatrum Chemicum Britannicum. Dr. Nicholas Bernard and Thaddeus de Hozak, Imperial Physician at Prague, 1585. Henry Kenros of Saxony, born 1560, established First Rosicrucian Library in Germany. Read Amphitheatrum Sepentia. Michael Maer, Grand Master of the R.C. Order in Germany for many years, born in Holsten, 1567, died 1622. Read Revelatum de Fraternitate Rosae Crucis. Jacob Boehm of Old Sendenberg, born 1575. Read True Principles and Magisterium Magnum. Boehm's books are especially recommended to all Rosicrucians. They contain many R.C. keys. J.B. Van Helmont of Boise-le-Duc, born 1557. Read De Vita Eterna. Dr. Ralph Butler of England, 1557. Jean D. Spugnett. Read Arcanum Philosophia Hermetica, also known as the Canons of Spurgenet. Alexander Sethan of Scotland, known as Sethanius, born in Moliere. Michael Zedovogius of Moravia, born 1566. Read The New Light of Alchemy. Guschenhaver of Strasbourg, 1603. Baron Chaos Boissardier of Prague, 1648. Albert Bellin Benedictine of Bassenkow, born 1610. Read Adventures of the Unknown Philosopher. Irenaeus Philetius of England, born 1623. Read Fame and Confession of the Fraternity R.C. Also, Euphrates or the Waters of the East. Thomas Vaughan of England, a Welshman, born 1621, died 1665. He translated the Fama into English for the English R.C. order and was commissioned to bring to America in 1660 the Rosicrucian stone to deposit in the soil of the United States, which was done in the heart of one of the principal eastern cities known to the American order. The stone will play an important part in the American R.C. work in the future. Read Lumen de Lumine. Pierre-Jean Fabre of Montpellier, Grand Master in France from 1610 to 1620. Read Alchemista Christianus. Dr. John Frederick Helvetius of Amsterdam, Grand Master in 1667. Giuseppe Francisco Borri Chevalier, born in Melun, 1627. Read The Key to the Cabinet. John Hayden of England. He translated the famous Atlantis into the Rosicrucian story intended by Francis Bacon, who was also a master in the order. Read Atlantis and Rosicrucia, Infallible and Noxamata. De Leslie of Provence, 1710. John Hermann Abaret of Switzerland, born in 1725. Read La Connexion Originaire des Esprits. Count Cagliostro of Sicily. Joseph Balsamo, born 1743. He was initiated in the temple in Egypt, but when he found upon his stay in France that he could not found an official lodge of his own in France, he became a heretic of the order and violated his oaths. finally dropping below the level of honesty and decency, and was excommunicated from the order throughout the world. With this list of prominent Rosicrucians, the first part of this history is completed. The second part will deal with the establishment of the order in France, Germany, and England, making plain the real facts concerning the supposed original establishment of Rosenkreuz or Rosicrucians in Germany.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating a little to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you very much.